very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Finally, it's warming up a little bit here in the Northeast. The polar vortex has departed. How about that? It was supposed to leave Monday night, but it got stuck on the George Washington Bridge. I don't know if you heard about this, but Governor Christie, Chris Christie, governor of New Jersey, apparently some goons in his office closed the George Washington Bridge as a prank. And they have the emails to prove it. Now, this is what I don't understand. You got a major political figure. You have the busiest bridge in the world. Don't put anything in writing. Why are we putting... No, don't. Here's what I don't. Do what I always do when I have something top secret to discuss. I go to the bowling alley and use the payphone.
That's all.
That's what you have. You got to handle these things.
That's what you got to do.
Christie is saying he knew nothing about it. It was all his aides. He had no knowledge of the closing of the bridge. He is trying to distance himself from the scandal. And this is a big guy. You want to distance yourself from something when you're that big. You got to go to Mars. You know? They had traffic delays, 4- and 5-hour traffic delays, emergency problems, couldn't get any emergency vehicles. They had health problems because of the big closure of the George Washington Bridge. Now, this is okay, but I want to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. If a political scandal doesn't involve hookers or photos of somebody's junk, I'm not interested.
Right.
I don't care. People are saying because he let his aides close down the George Washington Bridge, he could be unfit for office. And I said, well, the guy could be unfit for his pants. What about that? The guy could be...
Hello.
He's lost 100 pounds. We're still doing fat jokes.
Come in. Come in.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a new segment. It's called Bad News, Good News. Bad news, good news. Take a look.
Bad news for Chris Christie.
A traffic nightmare on the world's busiest bridge has spiraled into a full-blown scandal with the power to damage Chris Christie's political future.
Good news for Chris Christie.
It's the world's first automated burrito vending machine.
Yeah, when we heard about the bridge closing scandal, we decided we'd lay out of this one.
Hardly.
We said, no. This is... what? Oh, you know, now Chris Christie, for 2 hours at a press conference today, said, I had nothing to do with the closing the bridge, and I fired everybody who had something to do with closing the bridge. I'm not the kind of guy that closes bridges. Well, that's what he says. Yeah. We have somebody called up and said, you want some videotape that is going to be deadly dangerous for the Christie campaign going down the road?
Yeah. We know what you mean.
Yeah, and I said... I said, sure, we want that. And so he said he had nothing to do. Look at this videotape we have now. Chris Christie says he had nothing to do with closing the bridge. Take a look at this tape. Watch. This is him on the bridge. There he is. And then... Did you hear dogs?
Well, pundits are saying this could hurt his 2016 presidential campaign. The ironic thing is, now that Christie is denying everything, he sounds even more presidential, doesn't he? That's what presidents do. They deny everything. In fact, fact, after his denial, Christie quickly left the news conference to deal with a more personal crisis, the Velveeta cheese shortage, which is you know something, though? This scandal is not over. Right after the press conference later in the afternoon today, some damning video has been released which appear to show Christie involved in the blocking of traffic. I don't know, we're the only ones that have this footage. Here, take a look. You'll see what I mean there. You see, look, there he is on the intersection. He's actually looking, yeah, I think, you see the traffic can't get through. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, not a great day for New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. You know Chris Christie?
Oh, sure, good.
Yeah, big old Chris Christie. Big old Chris Christie. He's in a bit of hot water. You know, a small amount of hot water, and he got in it, and then it was like, Well, you know, it's a great day for me, I suppose, because it's a political scandal. I'm like, hooray! Do we have a graphic for the CBS graphic for me? Yeah! Shh. I'd just like you to know that I've got nothing to do with the graphics on this show. They throw them up there. Don't blame me. I don't know what that was.
What's happening over there?
I don't know. I think the person who does the graphics is on some flu medication. And my favorite political scandals involve politicians, you know, having sex with young ladies or young men or with crack pipes. Unfortunately, this scandal isn't as good. Governor Christie, his office is accused of shutting down a bridge to get back at a mayor who won't endorse him. It's all very petty. Shutting down the bridge caused 4-hour delays, or as it's known in LA, 3 blocks at rush hour. Everyone's talking about Chris Christie today, though. He's a Republican, of course, so on MSNBC they're like, he's guilty! And Fox News is like, give him a chance! And yeah, that's their new way of doing things now.
Yeah,
it's like, come on! And CNN are like, please watch us. And then I'm like to CNN, what about getting Larry King back? And they're like, he won't come back. And we're like, well, you should have thought of that then.
You're very dramatic tonight.
It is, yeah. I keep going off track. It's the meds. They keep leading me off track. Anyway, today Chris Christie fired a bunch of people, then held a 2-hour press conference to blame the people he just fired. And I'm like, 2 hours for a press conference? 2 hours! Even the director of The Hobbit was like, come on, man, shorten it a little bit. Just a little bit. Come on, just cut to the dragon. Whoa, that'll be fine. That's a long movie, isn't it?
That was your impression of the dragon.
Yeah. You want to see it again?
Yeah, very good. Yeah. Wow. It's very good.
You know, it feels more like a dragon in my mind. I know it probably doesn't, but in my mind it like looks really like a dragon.
Yeah, no, you're selling it. You're selling it.
Anyway, during the press conference, Christie said he found out about the brouhaha while he was working out. I was like, what? Well, up until then, I was like, and then he said, I was working out. I was like, what? Then a couple of minutes later, he said he was working out again, and I was like, what? Then he talked about his trainer. I'm like, what? He really wants us to know he's working out. Is it because he's going to run for president, or maybe he's going to run a marathon? No, he's running for president. But anyway, Christie talked a lot about working out. You know what he did next? He brought out a clip of him working out. Do we have that clip? Do we have it? Let's see it. Yeah, there it is. Wow. Doing it. All right. All right, I think that's enough. No, play it a little more. Play a little more. All right, that's enough. I'm exhausted for posing for that clip.